another shot of the mural I found near the observatory, but there seems to be a shadow bothering us. Sunday morning, and it's about 10 after 7, and we're getting ready to come in to Quebec. You can see the port there. I'll zoom in a little bit. Here is the famous Chateau Frontenac above Old City. There's another ship already in dock. Which one it is? And we have 2 days here. So, onward and upward, I think. This is across the bay, Quebec. I guess this is where the people live. And you can see how far away Chateau Frontenac is. And here are going to be the shuttle buses that are going to take us for $5 per person each way to the old city, and then we can walk from there. Sort of looks like a pretty version of Bayonne, to be honest with you. But there's a whole bunch of little boats there in the harbor. And up there is the Chateau Frontenac.
Orvieto.
Yeah, they're playing Orvieto.
Oh yeah.
As I recall, we wish there had been some more of these in other places.
Yeah.
Sienna.
Yeah, when you do the Italian hill towns and everything in Tuscany, you're wishing that there were
Another ship, not ours.
Yeah. Boy, it'd be cold out on that sailboat, you know?
It's a Holland American ship, it's
Yes.
Oh, it's a vegan.
Yeah.
ship traffic coming from the west. You can see the ship traffic coming from the east, right around those cranes. You see that St. Lawrence there is right. Canadian monument. And that the inscriptions on the monument are more in French, more in English. The Wanakins susceptibilities to theater group back then. The inscriptions are in Latin. And what they say is the courage gave them the common faith, which is Quebec. History, the same notoriety, the same prosperity, the same monument. That's And he was not only mayor of the city back then, he was simultaneously mayor of the city, premier of the province, equivalent to a governor of the state, and he was on the board of directors of several private corporations. And on top of François Laval's first greatest accomplishment. Quebec Seminary was established in 1663, prior to establishment of Notre Dame in 1664. Quebec Seminary in the psyche, the evolution of Quebecois society is very important for different regions. It's the Quebec Seminary that trained priests. These priests would go on to promote Catholic faith and to teach also. It's the Quebec Seminary that established the basis also of the province of Quebec's education system that would be greatly improved over the centuries. The snow that was on the roof was melting, icing over at the end of the day, and the ice would accumulate over time and get a little heavy. And eventually the owner or the tenant of the building would come out with the back of an axe or a wooden mallet and break away the ice to unload the roof. And inadvertently he'd be hitting the roof. So he probably did that for several decades.
And you can put whatever story.
Transits here, waiting shipment to Europe as well as to Russia. We also received from northern Quebec mineral concentrate, nickel, that was produced at the Raglan mine, extreme north of Quebec. We receive here salt from Ontario, from Windsor, as well as salt from the Magdalen Islands. What do we use salt? Not for our shakers, for the streets, for the network, particularly in winter when it gets a little icy. We mix it up with sand. We try to use the least possible amount of salt, though. And you'll notice, well, the silos. We also transit in liquid petrol products. So there are tanks on the other side of the silos. We also receive, send out ferrous scrap metal to Asian countries, and we used to do it, send it out to Egypt too. Religious, political backgrounds, cultural backgrounds too, and it was done by way of the seasons also. We have winter that starts up top here, right above the roof lines. We have fall, autumn, and on top of the gate here, this is Prescott Gate. Prescott Gate just lies above the top of the hill here. We have spring, the lilacs are in flower, and right behind Louis Joliet here, our foremost explorer, we have an annual and perennial planting day here. So, just to point out a few of the people. The column to the left right here, the fellow with the globe, is Jacques Cartier, who discovered Canada in 1554. Down below, the fellow with the beer stein, that's Jean Talon. He was one of the intendants. He operated for a few years one of the first breweries. And the brewery went under after 4 years. It simply sank with time. Right in front of him is Governor Frontenac. Governor Frontenac repulsed one of the attempts by the British to take the city. Down below, the fellow with that green velvet jacket, a pretty sharp dresser, that's Samuel de Champlain. And behind him is a gentleman by the name of Alphonse Desjardins. Alphonse Desjardins created the Desjardins Caisse Populaire or credit union back in 1900. That institution has grown as one of Canada's major banks today. It's called the Mouvement. It's no longer just a credit union. And the fellow with the guitar, it's Félix Leclerc. He's one of the province of Quebec's foremost balladeers. He passed away several years ago. And he's influenced several generations of singer-songwriters and musicians subsequently. different religious people. Maybe pointing out, Dan, the fellow with the red cassock is Saint Francois de Laval, who was a very important to the evolution of the Quebec Seminary, as well as that's pretty well the objective of the mural. I call it an interactive mural because you can go up to it and you're the same size as the people that are in the mural. So it's quite interesting.
How long did it take to complete?
It took a summer. It was about done 15 years ago, and there are 20 now throughout the city.
Was it one artist?
It was a group from Belgium, okay, that trained Quebecois artists, and from there on in, the Quebecois artists were able to take over. But it was initially trained by a group of
We're going back to the ship at around 10 after 4. There's the upper town and the lower town, and here's the marina. Got a little bit further to walk to the other side of these grain elevators. They're basically some kind of cereal or grain, and the ship is on the other. Okay, it's 8:45 at night. Here's the ship at night, and I'm heading into Old Town, Quebec. See what kind of pictures I can take there. I'm walking down the street. This is the modern art piece that I saw, one of 5. And there's virtually nobody here at almost 9 o'clock at night. Of course, it's Sunday night. Hopefully I'll find a restaurant or someplace with people a little bit further down. I can take some light pictures. But for the moment, there's nobody out here. Virtually non-existent on a Sunday night. To walk up the hill when I saw some people, so I walked up some steps and then the street below, and now I'm heading to where these people are coming down from, which should take me to the Chateau Frontenac. I started over here, the ship is, and walked around this marina. Then I came down here, and this is where I walked up the stairs, and where the red dot is, which is supposedly just below the Chateau Frontenac, and over here is Old Quebec. There's the Chateau Frontenac. I'm at the top of the funicular, which is over there. There it says funicular. This is going to come out, but we'll try. This is the St. Lawrence River. Way down there somewhere is the Celebrity ship. I'm on the base where the Chateau Frontenac is. There's a picture of the hotel at night. It's not really lit up a lot. There's a pavilion. I guess there's a restaurant there called the Princess Louise, and the park. You can see it's pretty well empty up here, and it's only about a quarter. at the northern gates, I guess. It says it's near the Citadel. It's pretty far up, and I may end up taking a bus back. Echo bus down to the ship, and I'm almost there. The grain elevator across the boat dock, harbor, whatever you want to call it. There's the Chateau Frontenac way up there on the hill where I was, and more of the bay, and this is where you walk in. As I said, it's about a 10-minute walk from where the bus. Okay, it's Monday morning, and there's a few clouds out there, but it's not going to rain. There's a really nice panorama of the city. I don't know what this green building is. Somebody said it was a former prison, now a government thing, but over there in front of there is a little water fountain. Yeah, I guess it's a water fountain, as you can see. But anyway, took some panoramic shots. This is the marina. And we'll go walking over and do another thing. You can actually see the train there. I don't know what they're doing. I guess it's mostly sand. There's some oil tankers out there. And things belching smoke. And over here is the bridge that takes you into Quebec, that brings me back to exactly where I was before. The ship, there's a drawbridge, which you can see goes up, and the reason for that is that this little boat, the Doc Du, is in a lock. So now people are walking across that way, and this gate opens up coming down so that cars can go across, and we can walk across our little space. Now on the ferry that's going to take us to Lévis, L-E-V-I-S. It's about a 10-minute ride. There's the Chateau Frontenac. I don't know what the building is next to it. This is old Quebec. The road that circles around it. Ship, very nice and clean. Here you can see the funicular. can see the other ferry going back into port. We'll be taking pictures from our ferry doing that shortly. It's the ferry terminal on Lévis. In the St. Lawrence Seaway. This is the commuter parking lot. And now here's a picture of Quebec City all the way over from Lévis. Our ship is behind those white grain towers. Actually, you can see it back there. There's a big X. Now we're coming into port. The Royal Battery. Of course, the excursion tour boat is there, selling day trips. And here's all the cannons. And that's where the ferry terminal was. This is actually a cute little restroom with a view of the port. This is in the Port Restaurant, and a great mirror. Get this. And posters. And of course the infamous Jane waiting for me on the bench at La Pearl. Looking around. Thank you.
Was it 90 cents exchange?
No, see, yesterday I had $10 and it was $8.92.
$8.92.
$10 Canadian, $8.92 American.
Oh, okay, you used Canadian for American.
Well,
You
no,
got American.
no, it was a cab driver and he figured it out. I had American money, what the difference was. And $10 Canadian, $8.92 American. So I got Canadian change back.
Oh, Canadian, it should be 90 cents.
No, no.
Unless they're charging you a premium to change.
All I know is the cab driver was $8.92
And you gave him 10, you didn't think that was enough?
yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he figured it out, so I wouldn't be paying more than I should.
Oh, I see.
Right, but in 1750, just before the end of the French regime in Canada, so maybe just to orient in Quebec's history, the most famous battle that happened here is the Battle of the Plains of Abraham, which occurred in 1759. So the model shows the city approximately as it was during this period of time. And the presentation you're about to see will retail the 6 attempts to take the control of the city over the years, the 6 invasions.
2 colonies for the territory and for the trade of the new continent was to erupt into 2 centuries of violent conflict. The path of war led inevitably to Quebec. Quebec was founded by the great Samuel de Champlain in 1608.
The videos from above the observatory, or in the observatory, which is 31 stories. I'm now looking through New Quebec. Not sure what the building is. I'll see if I can find out. But this is not Old Quebec. We're looking in the opposite. This is the view looking northward. You'll see the Delta Hotel coming up fairly soon. And there's a refinery that's not far from where the ship was. We'll probably see the ship fairly soon. And way out in the distance, it looks like a sporting arena, but we'll find out in a couple of minutes if that's what's there. Northward, that was, or still is, the new stadium that was built in since 2010 anyway, is what I can tell. There was another stadium there before that. Still looking northward again. Here's the Delta Hotel, and then as I turn right, we're heading towards the St. Lawrence Seaway over here. And now I'm coming down to show us the Celebrity Summit down by the water, which is where I need to be in about 2 hours or so. Again, the big Delta building in front of us, and we're looking northward. Now we're going to looking eastward. There's the Celebrity, this is the starting point. And down here we're heading, there's the Hilton. There's another tall building, I can't remember the name of it. But there's the Chateau Frontenac. Across the river is Lévis, which is where I was earlier today, or we were. Move down a little bit, you can see the walls around it. Below me is the Parliament building. Zoom in a little on that. It's the Parliament building. Find out in a few minutes what the new modern buildings are, but there is the fort. I guess it's called Plans of Abraham out there. Basically, maybe that's the Citadel. That must be the Citadel. We'll pick up some more in another minute. It's way out where Mercy Falls is, but we can't see it from here. It's a little bit cloudy, but I'm told it's out there. We'll come in a little bit more. We're still looking, I guess, eastbound. We have the southern view, starting with the edge of the Citadel, and that's called the Plains of Abraham. Basically, it's just a large green kind of central park. Some modern, looks like apartment buildings. Apartment building with maybe a revolving restaurant. Boy, that's dated. And of course the St. Lawrence Seaway, and there are some oil fields out there in the far bit. There's not really much across the way to see, but we'll take another picture. Lowe's Hotel was built in 1974 when revolving restaurants were popular, and the structure of lesser rooms up top than at the bottom was done by law that determined how many floors a hotel could have. Very strange. Anyway, Plains of Abraham and back to this mural I found, and I'll go up and go as close as I can. I'm getting this reflection, fortunately, from the shade of something. I'm not sure this is going to come out real well, but anyway, it's worth a shot. Women's suffrage statue in front of Parliament. These women are passing the rights on to this more modern one. This is the House of Parliament. You could only get in to see the basic lobby because there was a tour, but I need to get back to the boat. We are outside of Parliament. You can see it's 4:45. I need to be on board in an hour. I don't think I'll have a problem making it. There's the tour group. Train station. You can see the ship where I'm heading. I need to be there in 45 minutes. And here's a really nice fountain making noise. Very pretty flowers. We are inside the train station until it's 5 after 5. I think I'll make it time, bar and restaurant, and then we'll walk this way into where the trains go. Some people coming off a train. Great little lobby. You actually go to the train in this beautiful new glass enclosed walking running track. You can see a man walking towards me here, which will take me to the drawbridge, which will take me over across past the grain elevators to the ship. Now's a good time to do a 360-degree view. There's the ship, grain elevators, the basin for the ships. There's the drawbridge. It's up. It'll have to come down before I can walk across. It's down near the new part of the bottom. Now you can start to see things on top of the hill. I'm not sure what that building is, but anyway, it's up there. And I'll pull in a little bit. This is the old part. Now I'm coming around to the sun, and that's the farmer's market, I guess you could call it, public market. I'm coming back to the basin and the ship.